Hello everyone, welcome to our maths classes. Today guys, in this video lecture we are going to discuss most important problems for IPE 2 marks questions. In this video lecture completely I am going to explain 5 problems. Those 5 problems are important for IPE. Those are maximum they are giving for very short answers, 2 marks questions. Okay, let us discuss first question in that. In exercise 3, that is 6th question. If alpha and beta are the roots of x square plus px plus q is equal to 0, form a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha minus beta whole square and alpha plus beta whole square. So here alpha and beta are the roots of this quadratic equation. Okay. Given alpha comma beta are the roots of, these two are the roots of x square plus px plus q is equal to 0. Okay, this is given. That means sum of the roots is how much? Sum of the roots is equal to minus x coefficient by y coefficient. That is minus x coefficient by, x square coefficient. Minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. That is only minus b by a. So that we get here minus p by 1, that is equal to minus p. Therefore alpha plus beta value is minus p. And the next product of the roots, alpha into beta is equal to constant term by x square coefficient. Constant by x square coefficient. Here what is the constant here? Q. By x square coefficient is 1. That is equal to q. So alpha into beta value is q. We got sum of the roots and product of the roots of the given quadratic equation x square plus px plus q is equal to 0. But we have to find a new quadratic equation such that whose roots are alpha minus beta whole square and alpha plus beta whole square, not alpha beta. That means alpha minus beta whole square, alpha plus beta whole square. That means for that also, actually what is the required quadratic equation? What is the formula? Required quadratic equation will be in the form of x square minus sum of the roots into x, sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots. Okay, product of the roots is equal to 0. Okay, that means we have to find the sum of the roots. Here sum of the roots means actual roots are alpha minus beta whole square, alpha plus beta whole square. Their sum. So sum is equal to alpha minus beta whole square plus alpha plus beta whole square. How to write this value? A minus b whole square plus a plus b whole square. A square plus b, we get this as 2 times of alpha square plus beta square. If you want, you expand and simplify. We get here 2 times of alpha square plus beta square. Okay. So that is equal to 2 times of, but alpha square plus beta square value we don't have here. We have only alpha plus beta value, alpha beta value. Then how to write alpha square plus beta square? As we can write it as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. We can write in this way. Okay. So here 2 times of alpha plus beta value, how much here? Minus p whole square minus 2 into alpha beta value, how much? Q. This gives us sum of the roots of the required equation whose roots are alpha minus beta whole square and alpha plus beta whole square. Is it sufficient? No, we have to find the product of the roots also. That means product of these two roots we have to find. Then what will be the product of the roots here? So their product is equal to alpha minus beta whole square into alpha plus beta whole square. Alpha minus beta whole square into alpha plus beta whole square. This can be written as a power m into b power m form. So a into b whole to the power of m. Alpha minus beta into alpha plus beta whole to the power of 2. Okay, this can be written as alpha square minus beta square whole square. Do you know the value of alpha square minus beta square? No, we don't know. Then how to find? Here alpha square minus beta square value can be written as alpha plus beta into alpha minus beta. Okay, as you know that alpha plus beta value is minus p into alpha minus beta is actually delta by a square. Delta by a square means a value is here 1. Difference of this formula is actually, let me write in terms of AB only, minus B by A into square root of B square minus 4AC by A. B square minus 4AC by A. So square root of B square minus 4AC by A is the difference between two roots. Okay. So if you apply the values, alpha plus beta value is minus P here into here B square minus 4AC. Here A is equal to 1, B is equal to P, C is equal to Q. So B square means P square minus 4AC means by 1. That is alpha square minus beta square value is this much, minus P into square root of P square minus 4Q. But they have asked us to find the whole square of this one. So therefore alpha square minus beta square whole square is equal to P into, here square root gets cancelled. So P square into P square minus 4Q whole square root gets cancelled. Okay. Then P square times of P square minus 4Q is the product of the zeros. Product of the roots. This is the product. This is the sum. Now what is the answer? I am writing here x square minus sum of the roots. How much we got? 2 times of P square minus 2Q into x plus product of the roots, that is P square of P square minus 4Q is equal to 0. This is the required answer. P square into P square minus 4Q is the product of the roots. 2 times of P square minus 2Q is the sum of the roots. So x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. This is the final answer. Here this is the formula to find out the value of alpha square minus beta square for ax square plus bx plus c. But here a is 1, b is p, c is q. Okay, clear? So the most important for 2 marks question. Okay, now let us discuss question number 7, that is if x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 and x square plus ax plus b is equal to 0, where b is not equal to c, have a common root, then show that b plus c plus 1 is equal to 0. Both the equations have common root. Let that common root be alpha. Okay, any letter, you can take k also, no issue. Now let alpha be the common root. Alpha be the common root of these two equations, two given equations. Alpha comma beta are the common root of two given equations. Then it becomes, then we can write it as, so equation 1 becomes alpha square plus beta alpha plus c is equal to 0. Am I correct or not? Alpha square plus beta b alpha plus c is equal to 0. It is equation 1. Since alpha is the root, so it should satisfy the given two equations. So that in the, as per that condition, I am replacing x by alpha. Even in the second equation also, alpha square plus c alpha plus b is equal to 0. It is 2. Now if we solve 1 and 2, we get alpha value. After getting the alpha value, substitute in any one of the equations, we get the result. That's it. Okay. For that I am solving, I am doing 1 minus 2. I am subtracting these two, then it becomes alpha square plus b alpha plus c minus alpha square plus c alpha plus b is equal to 0. Okay, LHS minus LHS, here RHS minus RHS. So if you remove the brackets, alpha square plus b alpha plus c, before the bracket here is minus n, so minus alpha square minus c alpha minus b is equal to 0. So alpha square minus alpha square is 0. So then here b alpha minus c alpha is b minus c into alpha. Am I correct? Plus c minus b can be written as sending minus b to other side plus b plus c to right hand side minus c. So here b minus c into alpha is equal to b minus c. I want alpha, so alpha is equal to b minus c by b minus c. So therefore alpha is equal to 1. Alpha is equal to 1. Okay, clear? So like this, in this way we can find. Now alpha will substitute any one of the equations, we will get the result. So from equation 1, we can write here like this. So put alpha is equal to 1 in first equation, then it becomes 1 square, alpha square means 1 square plus b into 1 plus c is equal to 0. Okay. Therefore 1 square means 1 plus b into 1 plus c is equal to 0. This is the required answer. Okay. Even if you substitute in the second equation also, you will get alpha square well 1 plus c into 1 plus b is equal to 0. So 1 plus c plus b is equal to 0 means again b plus c plus 1 is equal to 0. Hence b plus c plus 1 is equal to 0. Hence showed. Sometimes in our objective items, exams they may ask what is the value of b plus c. That is minus 1. The value of b plus c is minus 1. That's it. Okay. Done. It is most important for IPA exams. Many times it is asked, frequently asked question. Now let us discuss the solution of question number 8. Prove that the roots of x minus a into x minus b is equal to h square are always real. So they are discussing here the nature of the roots of this quadratic equation. Whether it is a quadratic equation or not. It is a quadratic equation here. How can you say, sir? First write in standard form, that is x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 form. Then we will come to know whether it is a quadratic equation or not. So here apply the distributive property, x times of x minus b minus a times of x minus b is equal to x square. So x square minus bx minus ax minus into minus plus ab is equal to h square. See here, x into x square minus plus into minus minus x into b bx minus a into x minus x minus into minus plus a into b ab is equal to h square. Now x square minus of, here we can take x common, so it becomes minus of a plus b into x plus ab. I am taking h square to left hand side, then it becomes is equal to 0. Now whether it is in a general form of quadratic equation or as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1 times of a plus b and c is equal to ab minus h square. Okay. Now we are discussing the nature of the roots here. Real or not means they are that is about the nature of the roots. How do you find the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation? So by finding the value of its discriminant. So what is the formula to find out the discriminant of this quadratic equation? That is d square minus 4ac. Now find the discriminant value delta, that is equal to d square minus 4ac, where b is equal to minus of a plus b whole square minus 4 into a value is 1, b value is minus of a plus b into c value is ab minus h square is equal to 0. Sorry, not is equal to 0. We have to find the value of this minus 4ac. If it is greater than 0, roots are real. Is equal to 0 also, roots are real. If less than 0, roots are imaginary. So that we have to show that it is greater than or equal to 0. Let us see how it will be. Simple, just expand, then it becomes a plus b whole square minus of 4ab minus into minus plus 4h square. Okay, let me expand this one also. Here a plus b whole square minus 4ab. See here, a plus b whole square into minus 4ab. By observing this algebraic expression, you are getting one idea that we can write this one in the form a minus b whole square. Am I correct or not? A minus b whole square can be expressed as a plus b whole square minus 4ab. If you want to expand, a plus b whole square can be written as a square plus b square plus 2ab. Here is minus 4ab. Since these two are like terms, we can write it as a square plus b square minus 2ab, which is equal to a minus b whole square. Clear? So plus 4h square. Plus 4h square. Now, my dear students, if you observe this expression and this expression, the value of a minus b whole square value is always positive because it has square. So, if a and b are equal, so it becomes 0. Okay. In other cases, it is always positive. If you take any values of a and b, it is always positive. And if you come to the 4h square also, since h is 0, this whole term becomes 0. Other than h value 0, in all cases it becomes positive. So that orally we can say that here it is a positive value which is greater than 0. Okay. And also my dear students, if A, B, H values are 0, if A, B and H values are 0, all zeros also it becomes is equal to 0, even though it is a quadratic equation. If I write here A value 0, B value 0 and H value 0 also, x minus 0 into x minus 0, x into x square is equal to 0, it is a quadratic equation. No problem in that because it is degrees 2. So that there is a chance to get either positive or 0. So that here the discriminant value b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0, then roots are always real. Then the roots are always real. Am I correct or not? Real and distinct or equal we are not discussing here because here greater than chances are there and is equal to also is there. So that we are not discussing about the equality. Just we are discussing whether they are equal or whether they are real or imaginary. These are always real. Reason is here we got perfect square plus perfect square. So it is obviously it is greater than 0 or equal to 0. Clear. For this 2 marks question beta, most important one. Okay. Now have a look on the board. That is question number 9. Find the condition that one root of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 shall be n times the other, where n is positive integer. Where n is positive integer. So one root of the quadratic equation is n times the other. For example, if you let alpha is the one root of the quadratic equation, then n times the other. So the other root is n times the other. One root is alpha, another root is n alpha. Let alpha comma n alpha be the roots of quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Are the roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So here alpha and alpha be the roots. So as we know that sum of the roots, their sum is how much? Sum of the roots is equal to, that is alpha plus beta. Here one root is alpha means another root is n alpha is equal to minus b by a. Okay, minus b by a. That means alpha times of 1 plus n is equal to minus b by a. From here I can write alpha is equal to minus b by a into n plus 1. This is the value of alpha. Okay. And what about their product of the roots? I am finding here sum of the roots and product of the roots. Product of the roots, that is alpha into beta. So one root is alpha, then another root is n alpha. That is equal to c by a. Here c by a is c by a itself, because ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 itself. They are given, no issue in that. So that means alpha into n alpha is n into alpha square is equal to c by a. Okay, n into alpha square. N into alpha value here we got. So replace here. Alpha replaced by minus b by a into n plus 1 whole square by c by a. Now simplify. Okay, n into b square by a by b whole power m. B square by, because it minus whole square means plus by itself, a square into 1 plus n whole square. For my convenience, I again have written 1 plus n like this is equal to c by a. Okay. Now by cross multiplication we get here like this. Okay. So n into b square, I am writing again like this, nb square by a square into 1 plus n whole square is equal to c by a. Okay, c by a. Now if you cross multiply, we can write it like this. So n into ab square is equal to c into a square into 1 plus n whole square. Here one a gets cancelled. So what will be the remaining? Therefore nb square is equal to ac into 1 plus n whole square. This is the condition. They ask us to find the condition for one quadratic equation is one root of the quadratic equation is n times other. Then what is the condition? Is this is nb square is equal to a into c into 1 plus n whole square. And also my dear students, in the previous video lecture we have discussed about if the roots are in the ratio m is to n, what will be the condition? M plus n whole square into ac is equal to mn b square. We have discussed like this, is it? Here also same. One root is alpha means another root is n alpha. So what about their ratio? That is m is to n is equal to alpha is to n alpha. So alpha gets cancelled, 1 is to n. This ratio. That means we can replace m by 1. So then it becomes 1 plus n by n itself whole square into a into c, same, because this equation also x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. In standard formula they are given m value 1, n value n itself b square. So if we simplify a, we get this relation. Okay. So it is the most important one. Just remember the condition how to drag if they are given ratio. In our weekend exams, they will give one question based on this ratio, that is m plus n whole square into a is equal to m b square. Okay. So I will give model question also. Now in this video, it is the last question. Very easy question. We have solved already these type of problems in 10th class itself, class 10th. Okay. Find two consecutive positive even integers, the sum of whose squares is 340. The sum of whose squares is 340. So you have to find the consecutive positive even integers. So what is the general form of even number? Actually even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8 digit. So this can be done 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 2 into 3, 2 into 4 like this. Is it? So that if n is a natural number, then we can write it as 2n form, where n is a natural number. Okay. So like that 2n form or 2x form, you can take 2x. And also what is the difference between two consecutive even numbers? 2. So one even number is 2x, then what will be the next even number? 2x plus 2. For example, one even number, if I take 6, what is its consecutive even number? 6 plus 2, that is 8. 6, 8. So like that, if you assume one even number as 2x, then it's another, it's a immediate even number is 2x plus 2. So our solution is let 2x comma 2x plus 2 are be two consecutive positive even integers. Positive even integers. Okay. Positive even integers. Okay. Then according to condition, sum of whose squares, sum of their squares is given, sum of their squares is equal to, sum of their squares is equal to 340. Sum of their squares is equal to 340. Is it given? It is given. Sum of the squares is equal to 340. That means 2x whole square and 2x plus 2 whole square. Squares I have found and their sum means plus is equal to 340. Okay. Then it becomes 2x whole square can be written as 4x square plus this one also. 2x plus 2 whole square means if you expand, it becomes a plus b whole square. A square plus b square plus 2ab. 2 into 2x into 2 is equal to 340. Okay. Now 4x square plus 4x square, 8x square plus 2 to are 4, 4 to are 8x plus 2 square value 4 is equal to 340. Okay, 340. Clear. Now if you observe, send the constant term to right hand side, so left hand side 8x square plus 8x minus 336 is equal to 0. Plus 4 minus 340 gives us minus 336 is equal to 0. So is it possible to divide by 8th table or not? See, you have to check last 3 digits. 8 4 are 32. Yes. So that if you divide by 8, if you divide by 8th table, then it becomes x square plus x minus 8 4 are 32. Remainder is 1 6 16. 8 2 are 16 is equal to 0. So we got a quadratic equation. This is the story. To get a quadratic equation to solve it, they are given one relation here. So now if we solve this one, we get the answer. We get the value of x. But answer is 2x and 2x plus 2 is our answer. 2x and 2x plus 2 is our answer. Okay. Not x answer. I am erasing it. 2x and 2x plus 2. Before that, first to find out the value of x. So by product, I am going to take the factorization part here. By product, you have to get minus 42, and by sum, you have to get here plus x. That means plus 1. So what are the factors? Minus 42. Oh, 7 6 are 42. Here the sum is positive, so that product is negative. So one must be positive, another one must be negative. Plus into minus, minus 7 6 are 42. Okay, happy. But the sum must be positive, so bigger number should have positive sign. So anyway, I have taken plus 7 minus 6, no issue. So plus x can be written as x square plus 7x minus 6x minus 42 is equal to 0. Okay, beta. Now if you take out x common here, x plus 7 minus 6 if you take common, x plus 7 is equal to 0. Okay, now if you write here x plus 7 is common and x minus 6 is the remaining factors. If you observe the product of two expressions is equal to 0 means either x plus 7 is equal to 0 or x minus 6 is equal to 0. Anyway, x is equal to minus 7 is not possible. Reason is positive even integer they have given. So the x value minus 7 not the answer. Now x value 6 is the answer. Okay. So we can consider for x is equal to 6, what is the first two consecutive even numbers? One is 2x, that means 2 into 6, that is 12. Another one is 2x plus 2, that is 2 into 6 plus 2, again BODMAS multiplication. So 2 6 are 12 plus 2 14. So one even number is 12, another even number is 14. Okay. So 12 comma 14 are the 12 comma 24, sorry, 14 are the required positive integers. Okay, these two are the required consecutive positive integers. We have read that dialogue. Okay, my dear students, these are the 5 problems which are most important for IPE. First 3 problems are very most important, and fourth one, that is 9th one, is a condition for competitive exams, and just 10th one. Okay. Okay, my dear students, I hope you are clear about the solutions of these 5 problems. Please don't forget to share with your friends in WhatsApp groups and relatives also. And if my dear students do not subscribe, please subscribe our channel. Many of you not subscribing, you are watching but not subscribing. Just subscribe and click on the bell icon. Bye bye.